Patricia, the cash flow queen. And today I want to talk about you never know who's watching you. I found it really interesting just now. A couple of people have reached out to me to tell me that they've been watching. I had no idea. The first one was a client of mine probably 15 years ago. I kind of lost touch since I sold the practice, and I referred to an example of a situation that had happened in her business, and the advice I'd given, just generally, it was just general advice. It's nothing specific, nothing particularly. It was just general information as an example of something that had happened in the past, which was relevant to what I was talking about. And I had no idea that she'd be watching. But what was super cool about that was she reached out to me and made comment and told me that she does watch my videos, read the articles, and not only loves it, which is great, but she'd had a bit of a giggle about the reference I'd made to her business in one of the recent videos I've done, and that was super cool because we've lost touch, and so to reconnect has been really, 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 really good. And then the second person that reached out to me is my very, very best friend in the whole wide world. She lives in Canada. We went to school together in Canada, and as I say, my best friend. And I had referred in one of my videos to the value of writing lists when you go out shopping or doing the grocery shopping, supermarket shopping. And she referenced the fact that she'd been listening and that she sends her hubby out to do the grocery shopping during their lockdown process, and with the list, and that she does listen. I have no idea. Amongst other things, I think my audience is the business owners that are watching, and here it is, my friend who's not in business at all is watching and getting some value out of it too, which is even more awesome, and connecting with me without me knowing that we're connecting. And that's the funny thing. But not only that, I've had people that are business people that are also sharing my information, listening to my information, reaching out to me to let me know that they're taking action on what I'm talking about, that they've liked what they've talked about. And I'm blown away with some of who's watching. I have no idea. And that's kind of cool. But it's really weird because there's kind of this one-way conversation I'm having with the camera right now. I know you're there. I know you're watching. And if you're not watching live, you'll be watching at some point. And that's awesome. But I'd love to know who you are. I'd love to know who I'm reaching out to. I'd love to know who's connecting with what I'm talking about. And so if you feel inclined, I would be super excited if you could drop me a note, send me a little message, send me an email, find a way to connect with me and just say, hey, I'm watching, and just connect. I'd love to connect and know who's watching and who's listening and who's getting some value out of what I'm talking about. So whilst today isn't talking about numbers particularly, it's more about how we're connecting and who's watching, and the whole thing about that we don't know who's watching. And certainly when you're in a leadership role and you're putting yourself out there in the sense that you are doing the sort of things I'm doing, where I'm doing videos, I'm doing podcasts, I write articles every week, that my content is there for the world to see every day, and there's a lot of it. That there are people that are watching, there are people who are taking the advice, there are people who are taking action, the people that are learning from what I'm teaching when I'm teaching things and giving advice and suggestions on what to do, or tips and tricks, that there are people that are benefiting from it, even though it feels like a sort of like a one-way, me talking to a camera, rather than the fact that I know I'm talking to you, and I know I am talking to you. It's just not, I'm sure exactly who you are in some cases. So it's super cool. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of my world, and I'd love to know. As I say, reach out to me. I'd love to know who you are, and if there's anything I can ever do to help, I'm always here. So for now, take care, stay safe, and make your numbers count.